Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Canelo Alvarez's camp pops dirty wordy, dirty birdie. Hold on one second, man. Let me go up here. Hey, ringside, thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much for the support, man. Appreciate you so much for your support, man. Bro, what's going on? Oh, hold on, bro. I gotta get you. Bro, I got you, bro. And let me get this moderator back for bruh. Got your moderator back, man. Hey, y'all, can y'all hit the like button as y'all come on in the door? That would be wonderful, man. Thank you, Ringside. And it's formerly known as Ringside with LCD. Man, fun stuff that we get to talk about today. What's up, Jameson Childress? How are you, sir? Good morning. Terrell W, what's going on, man? Big Block, what's going on, man? Hey, look, man, I'm going to ask for guys to do me a favor today. Today is Super Chat Thursday, so if you guys could try to keep color in the chat today, it would be great because I'm trying to take a day off. And Turkey Al-Sheik and their garbage ass boxing that they're doing is making it very tough out here on YouTube streets, bro, because of all this lunacy and fake shit that they want to talk about that don't nobody really care about. You know what I mean? Like Turkey Al-Sheik is covering the news with a bunch of stuff that nobody wants to talk about. So everybody's forced to talk about a bunch of shit that nobody cares about, and a bunch of fighters that people are trying to get, that they're trying to put on people. So anyway, man, it's kind of frustrating, man. You know what I mean? Kind of frustrating to sit and watch this. I'm more than likely going to get you shot, Rollo. I'm more than likely going to get you shot, Rollo. I knew you're going to come back as soon as I put Twitter up. You would come back like the fanboy you are, Rollo. You're going to come back and try to snip at my heels and sniff my farts out the air, little nigga. I know what you're doing. Let people see your comment, man. Let me see. Can people see your comment when this thing pops up here, little man? Rollo. Gotta love it, Rollo. Let me tell you something, man. Canelo might not. What is that? Oh, this is somebody else down here. Why don't you ever discuss Subriel Matias and how no one likes to mention him? Well, Mr. Pierre Beauchamp, let me respond to this question. I talk about Subriel Matias every day, so I would like to know why you're lying on me. Why would you come on here and say something that you don't know is true? I talk about Subriel Matias very, very often. I like Subriel Matias a lot as a fighter, Mr. Pierre Beauchamp. But because you accuse me of something that I didn't do, I've got to do what I do to people that do that. I got to ban you, bro. I got to ban you. I got to ban you for the propaganda, bro. I got to ban you for the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, thank you so much to my guy. All things in the building. Thank you for being a member for all this time, man. Isaiah YWD said Canelo might eat half a cow just for the Bud fight. Well, that'll tell you, man. I can't believe Jaime Munguia popped dirty. Jaime Munguia, somebody else popped. Everybody else popped dirty. How many other people popped dirty in that camp? It's almost amazing how many people at a point in time popped dirty that had been in that Canelo Alvarez camp. I know that Kamal Oz is going to come by and talk about it and say, hey, man, the fight canceled. What fight's 2 cent? What fight is canceled? What fight is canceled? What fight is canceled? Denali Smith in the building. Denali Smith in the building. What's up, man? Hey, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let me see if I can do something. Mike Griffin. Your name was Mike Griffin. Watch this shit. How dope is that? Oh, yeah. Hey, boys, you can shut up. Hey, dog, I just figured out to tell you to shut up for the rest of the chat. I love it. We knew we'd get the technology straight at a certain point in time. Lil Rollo, Lil Blue Blood. It's hilarious, bro. So anyway, man, thank you to everybody that supports in the super chat and the Cash App today. Thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated and much needed for the channel. So thank you guys so much. All right, so where were you before I threw them bums out? Now that I don't have to listen to you niggas no more. Let me go back over here and check Twitter, see if you said anything else. Oh, yeah, we can shut you right on up. We just shut you right on up. Ah, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Who's an African version of Frequent? Flyer? Who is that? Anyway, let me get back to the conversation. So, with that business handled, Devin got played by Ryan Garcia. I have to tell you right now, I feel very, very sorry for Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney just got the wool pulled over. He just got, what do you call it? He got the rug pulled out from underneath his feet after he got the wool put over his eyes. As Ryan Garcia now had hand surgery. Do you know what that means with Ryan Garcia having hand surgery? You know what that means? That means Devin Haney ain't getting no fight anytime soon with Ryan Garcia. That means Devin has got to spend more time sitting on the bench if he gets the fight at all, bro. If he gets the fight at all. Rich L said, for the day off. Thank you, man. Can I please get a day off fund? You know, it's a slave job, man. They got me out here, man, like a genie in a bottle, dog. Got to work every day, man. Thank you so much, Rich L. Can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And general manager in the building, brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me go back over to Twitter, see if I've learned to shut this clown up. Oh, let me see something. Can't talk. Man, you have any idea how fun that is to tell somebody in Twitter to shut their ass up? And now I can just shut them up right on Twitter. Look, see, it says Fanon on Twitter. There's even a comment that says X Fanon on Twitter. I saw something this morning about Teo versus Devin this morning. You know what that is, general manager? That is an attempt to try to save two dudes that are all screwed. What you gonna do now, Rollo? You better click that link, Rollo. Say your name. Don't be scared. Well, you should be scared. I can't lie. I ain't gonna lie and say don't be scared. Because really and truly, Rollo, you should probably be a little scared. You really should be. You know what I'm saying? Ah, man. Thank you so much, general manager. I appreciate that support, brother. Thank you so much for the super sticker. So look, man. Devin versus Teo. Of course, there's going to be a conversation about Devin versus Teo because that's the battle of the undercard fighters. Devin versus Teo is the battle of the undercard fighters. The battle of don't nobody want to see, nobody really care to see you fight versus don't nobody really care to see you fight. Underachiever number one versus underachiever number two. One undisputed champion that doesn't give the other one credit for being an undisputed champion, and one undisputed champion that is stupid enough to think he's a two-time undisputed champion, even though he is definitely a one-time undisputed champion. Both Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney both have crashed and burned. Boop, 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 boop. Crash, and it's called crash and burn. That's what they're doing. Crashing and burning. And I have to tell you, I'm enjoying watching it because, you know, Turkey's putting these big paychecks up. And as long as that shit ain't cryptocurrency, God bless them. You know what I mean? Hey, Twitter troll, I can't hear you anymore. Hey, according to boxing, Mr. Big Time Twitter guy, according to boxing, I can't hear you no more. It's like you can't, it's like you almost had, it's almost like you got to shut the fuck up. It's almost like you got to shut the fuck up. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, the topics today is number one. I have to go into this in some depth. Yeah, they both beat Loma. Barely. I think Teo really beat him. I thought Devin lost that fight. Fantasy Assassin says, I'm feeling sorry for Devin. Amen and amen. Exactly, bro. Still waiting. Let me see. Still waiting on your Bob Arum, Haney, Canelo, Turkey, and Benavidez and Canelo. Benavidez Senior and Canelo videos. Teo wanted the boots bailout. Didn't get it, but you did get that video yesterday, though. Now, let me tell you something, bro. Be patient, bro. Be patient. Phoenix. I mean, not Phoenix. This is my guy. Come on. Now, come on. Let me tell you what I did yesterday. Okay. I want to tell you what I did for you yesterday, Kamal. There's a video that says, whoa, Jaron Ennis ducks Teofimo Lopez from Turkey Al-Sheikh moving to the PBC, in which I talk about that whole Teofimo Lopez thing. Now, I have to tell you, come on. Since nobody really gives a shit about Jaron or Teo, it is definitely a favor to you to do the video. No, I'm just joking about that. I love talking about Jaron Ennis. But I got you, brother. Trust me. I made a video yesterday. I can't make 5 videos a day. Come on. And I do make at least one of your topics every single solitary day. So you got me on the job, and I appreciate you, bro. Isaiah WYD said, I just saw a video for Fanon on Bozy saying 9 months ago they would fight Boots in a heartbeat if the fight was presented to them. Oh, video of Bozy saying 9 months ago that they would fight Boots. You mean they would fight Teo in a heartbeat if the fight was presented them for him? Okay. Kamal said, I watched the video yesterday. Thank you. Yes, sir. See, I'm telling you, I'm getting the videos done, Kamal. I appreciate you, bro. You are a big supporter of the channel, so therefore you definitely deserve your videos. Fanon, I got to talk to you about that situation. Something ain't adding up. What's scared? Come on up to the channel, man. Was he saying Fahim is the African frequent? No, Fahim Sator don't act nothing like frequent flyer. And Fahim Sator ain't African last time I checked. I think they're saying I think that they're saying that Phoenix the Assassin is the African version. Like Fanon said in his video, Boots gets nothing out of fighting Teo. He don't want to feed the he don't want to feed that racist goofball. Yeah, man. Like, man, what do you get out of that crap? He don't get nothing out of it. He gets something out of it. He gets money out of it, obviously. Barbara D said there's absolutely nothing in it for Boots to fight Teo. Does Teo come with the belt? No, he doesn't. He comes with a, if he runs around and survives for 12 rounds, Jaron Ennis is going to look bad, and Teofimo Lopez is going to claim he won the fight. That's what's going to happen. He said, my bad. He said, look, my bad. I'm an investor and not a silent one. I didn't say you were. Exactly. Hey, no worry, man. You got to, hey, brother, you said, I told people I would make videos for them if they asked me to make videos for them. So, yeah, man, I'll absolutely do it, bro. I don't have any problem with Kamal. Kamal, no joke, bro. I have no problem with that whatsoever. None. He said, that's a pure massacre. Yeah, that's all you got to do. That's all. No, Teo's going to make sure it's not a massacre by moving and making it 12 rounds and saying, look what I did. Just like Mikey Garcia didn't fight against Errol Spence, covered up and took punches to the arms and to the chest instead of actually having to fight, trying to fight Errol. So he lasted all 12 rounds. You know, it's funny business though, man. It's just real funny business. Real funny business. And thank you to everybody that supports in the Super Chat on Super Chat Thursday. Really, truly. Thank you. Get to something. T would turn into Takeoff against Boots. Yeah, he's not going to fight Boots. They're going to try to, you know what he's going to do? They're going to try to do the Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Marvin Hagler move, where you just stay away from him and you try to flurry at the end of the rounds, make him put his hands up behind the high guard, throw a bunch of punches, and then try to get out of there, score with the judges, do fancy stuff, kind of like what Sugar Ray Leonard did to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I thought I got to go back and watch that fight again. I've watched it a couple times. 2 daughters, 4 sons. Shout out, I said, top of the morning to you, Fanon. Shout out to you, brother, man. Hey, I like them glasses. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Let's tie Teo's shoes so he don't run. I'm just saying that's all you're going to get out of that. You're going to get a lot of running out of Teofimo Lopez in that fight. There's no way he's going to sit there and he's going to try to really handle his business, bro. You're going to get a lot of running out of Teo in that fight. And the reason that I say that is because that's what you saw from Karen Kukadashian. He's not going to try to go, well, it said Hagler was robbed. I just got to watch it again. I have to tell you, I got to watch it again. I watched it I've never really fully watched it because I always heard it was a robbery, and I was rooting for Marvelous Marvin Hagler in that fight. Teo will either do a Clotty or a Karen versus Boots. Exactly. Exactly. He's either going to sit there like this, cover up, throw some shots, cover up, but he'll get killed if he does a Clotty. He don't want to fight I don't think he wants to fight like Joshua Clotty against Boots. Kentrell LaGrue said Teo need to fight like Puello or Matias. Man, let me tell you something. He don't need to fight like Puello. I don't think he can fight like Puello. I don't know what his reach is. This Puello really relies a lot on his reach. He relies a lot on his timing as well. Hey, what's up? Knockout Boxing 86 TV said, I wish Boots would fight Teo for the culture. We can't have Devin representing us. He might lose, man. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, that's a great point. Better T, you got that right. Better. Hell yeah, dog. Better Boots than Teo. Hey, better Boots than Devin, man. You ain't never lied about that shit. Man, that shit is a classic right there. That shit is hilarious. That is a classic. Hey, man, thank y'all for the support, bro. For real. The Usual Suspects is definitely supporting the channel today. Thank you. I so badly don't want to have to do videos today. I so badly want to just chill after I get done mopping these floors. Ooh, man, I got a house that's really big. I got a big house, which takes a lot of work. A lot of work, man. It's not easy to mop the floors no more. He said, bro, I'm Puerto Rican, but I think Puello wins that fight. Oh, over Matias? Yeah, I think Puello got some fight over Matias. I got Puello over Matias. Matisse, aren't they about to fight? Oh, thank you. Hey, thank you, Jameson Childress. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, sir. Oh, man. Hold on one second. I got to get my shit online. Got to go online. Oh, man, thank y'all so much, man. Jameson Childress said, hey, donation Thursdays. Thanks for the $10 holler, brother. Appreciate you in the Cash App, man. Thank you. Seriously, man. I really appreciate that shit. Old retired man. I got my money tied up. But it's gonna come through. It only takes me about probably a year for me to do a deal and get a penny. And that's if people don't steal my money before it gets to me. You know? Telemarketer, no thank you. Hey, my guy, hey, Jose Lopez, what up, man? He said, you make my morning go by a little smoother, bro. Thank you for the $20 holler, bro. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you, Jose Lopez. Appreciate you, sir. Yeah, no joke. I got Puello over Matias, but I'm not going to underestimate Matias. Sabro Matias, I'm not going to underestimate him. I'm Trini Rican, and I got Matias. That's what's up. Hey, man, I like we got a diverse audience, man. I like that we have I like that we have such a diverse cultures in this chat. So since I know we got Trinidadian Puerto Ricans. And we got, what do we say? Puerto Rican and what were you? Puerto Rican or something? Puerto Rican or something. Oh, Kenny Dong. I'm not going to say Kenny Dong, bro. I got to throw you out of here, bro. I don't know about that, bro. I think you're trying to be funny and try to get me to read your name, bro. Kenny Dong. Why do I think you're trying to play me, bro? No, Barbara D, you're good. Barbara, thank you. I appreciate you, Barbara D. Don't worry about a thing, Barbara D. Thank you so much, Barbara. I appreciate you so much. Brand said I'm Haitian and Rican. Oh, that's what's up. Kamal said, we demand Gary Antoine Russell Teo or Africa Teo. That is the best. That's the best. I would love to have Gary Antoine Teo because Teo may be able to beat Gary Antoine Russell. Teo has a shot, man, against Gary Antoine Russell. A shot in the ass, but he got a shot. You know, I'll take the fight. Hell yeah, I love that fight. Africa Teo, I like Africa Teo, and hey, man, I like Africa Gary Antoine Russell. But I like Africa versus Teo. I ain't gonna lie though, I want Gary Antoine Russell versus Teo and Gary Antoine Russell versus Africa. Teo versus Africa is gonna be a bit of a snoozer. Hey, what up, Phenomenal Noob? Says salute, Noob, salute, chat. What up, Phenomenal Noob? Hey, Phenomenal Noob. Thank you so much for your support every day. I'm putting a little extra pressure today, but I'm not asking you specifically. So thank you. Do not feel as if I'm talking to you, Phenomenal Show, because you covered the donations on the chat so heavy. But I do want to thank everybody that supports today. Thank you guys so much. I'm really got to take a day off. Matias is on a mission right now, and he wants all them fights and the smoke. Yeah, I like him. He just looked really off against what's the name of the dude that beat Puello in the upset loss, then wound up losing to Africa? The pullout bandit in the building said, I'll take Gary Antoine Russell over anybody in 140, Tank included. Yeah, that's tough, bro. I can't lie, bro. Yeah, Liam Paro, that's what we talking about. Liam Paro. Man, Jeep Roy, Red Boy, thank you so much for the huge support, man. With the $20 holler, doesn't even say a word. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for your support. Let me get a sip of this water. I know we're on that Liam Paul. That's a great fight. Let me put the link in the chat in case anybody wants to talk. You know, I'll send you on vacation. Just say, hey, thanks, phenomenal. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, word phenomenal show. Nigga, serious. I gotta take a goddamn day off, dog. For real. My mind is spinning, bro. Because I'm doing this video phenomenal show. I'm doing this video, man, but it takes time to do quality videos, dog. It takes time to do quality videos, man. It takes day. And you know what the problem is with doing a really quality video? Is that you get the same number of views that you get when you do a video where you just say something. I want to do a video saying that Turkey Al-Sheikh is the worst thing to ever happen in the sport of boxing. I really think that this dude is like the if slavery. Hey, look, if slavery was a knife, sports would be the tip of the knife. The tip of the knife. You got to get in, you got to penetrate the market with something. Sports, music, entertainment. It's how you penetrate the market, if you will. Pause, because I know how you niggas think. Please don't compare millionaire boxers to slaves. Bro, I didn't do that, yes? Oh, we got to pay him. Hold on one second. He's gonna be here for a while, so I can go. I'll do it now. Do I need to say anything? No, I'll give me some. Hey, Phoenix.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, I'm sorry, man. My wife, I got somebody right downstairs. Can you handle it for a couple minutes?
Yeah,
with
Anton?
Got you. All right, man. Hey, Anton, I see y'all, man. Y'all can go ahead and cook it up. I'll be right back. And again, thank you to everybody who supports the channel. It's a day off for Fanon Fun. And Isaiah HWD. I cook for a while. Hey, try to raise some money for the channel.
OG, I sent you something on the cash app.
Oh, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Seriously, man. I'm Bart. I'm trying to work hard to get a day off. That shit is not expensive. Shit is expensive. All right, man. I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say, y'all heard about that Boots and T.O. situation, man? Like, see, the funny thing about that is, you see Bill Haney on Twitter talking about T.O. pulling out the fight with Devin, and supposedly that was supposed to be the same date that they're saying Tank is fighting, August 16th. So it's like, well, if T.O. already got like that fight with Devin, and how's Boots ducking him? That's the stuff that ain't adding up. Yeah, and on top of that, Boots got his mandatory, don't he?
Yeah, he does. I think his mandatory is a Shakur, but they already gave him that step aside to fight Stanionis.
Oh yeah. Well, that means he just fought Stanionis. So
I know Shakur was actually he was Stanionis's mandatory, and I guess Boots as well. So they gave him that little bread to step aside.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on what WBA is about to do then, or what. But what's that WBA they just fought for the Stanionis head? Or who? No, trying to remember. But like, shoot, whatever sanctioning body that was for the belt Stanionis had, because Boots already had IBF.
The WBA, he got the WBA.
Yeah, so it's gonna depend on what they decide to do with that then, because since they're the one who decide to go ahead and let it happen, like they got to go ahead and decide when they're gonna give dude his shot. So that could be next, or if they happen to get a unification, then they could do that. But I don't know who else who's available for that, because I think the other two guys as champs.
They're busy.
No,
they busy right now.
His office is mandatory.
Yeah, but Giasov, Boots. There was a video that surfaced from YSM Media, and they interviewed Bozy, and I want to say it was eight or 9 months ago, and they asked them. They said, "Hey, if a fight presented with T.O., would y'all take it?" And Bozy said, "We take it in a heartbeat." So I don't
Yeah,
know.
but that's gonna depend because like Boots is talking about he want to try to be undisputed, and fighting Tio don't help him get closer today. And
Exactly.
it's good. But the other thing is this: like we seen how shriveled up Boots was looking, after cutting that weight. So it's kind of good for him that he don't have to worry about the 10-pound rehydration cause IBF got. But I don't know how much longer he gonna keep on draining himself down there like that if he can't get those other two belts within 1 year.
And you see,
So
Phoenix. I don't see him getting. I don't see him getting Barrios. I don't. I just don't think that's a. I just don't think that's a reasonable opponent for him at matchroom. I feel
well,
like
Barrios about to fight Pacquiao, so
exactly, yeah. And then once that is done, I think they're probably better off giving that to Rolly, considering it's same in house PBC, easier for them unless Boots decides to go sign a PBC for a one fight deal maybe to try and get that belt.
do you know what would be funny to me if Pacquiao wins and then they decide to try to make Haney against Pacquiao?
What are you? What you on this morning, nigga?
That would crack me up
Man, that
because
would be the worst. Oh my god.
That would be crazy.
hey, no, because we know Devin won't win that fight. He ain't gonna hit Manny with anything that's gonna stop him in his tracks. Now you know how long Bill and Devin be talking about Floyd passed the torch to them. They whooped Floyd's ass and all this, and how it's better than Floyd. And it's the Haney era. Wouldn't that be something for Devin Haney to get whooped by Floyd's biggest rival when he old and gray? So we got to choose between that and Devin getting whooped by Teofimo. Because hey, if Devin get whooped by Teofimo, like that's why I'm not too. I'm a little upset that Teofimo pulled out the fight, even though I think it was a whole bunch of cap. Because they're saying it was supposed, like I said, the same date the Tank got a fight. How they gonna put Devin against Teofimo after the performances we just saw on the same day that it's looking like Tank's supposed to fight? They're gonna have to put their card on for free because they're not gonna make nothing on that day if that was really their plan.
Yeah,
And I don't
that's got to be a
and
free.
I know Turkey dumb, but is he really that dumb?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
so that's the thing right there. The fact that Bill Haney was co-signing it, I mean, like, shoot, they're taking deals for net profit. They might have it's right up their alley to go ahead and take a fight on the same day as somebody they know they can't compete with in the market anyway. But Devin Haney, he got nowhere to go. He got nowhere to go on that. But we do need to see T.O. get whooped. But we need him to fight somebody who's actually going to be able to whoop him. Somebody who actually going to get him to stop talking. And then after that, we don't got to see him no more because I think he's at the point where he need to get cashed out too. He ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's
It
it's
seems
looking bad, man.
0.2 miles it ahead. Seems like the people that's spewing all of this Boots and T.O. ducking situation is the same people that's always doing the same Tank and all that other bullcrap. The real people know that Boots ain't ducking no Teofimo Lopez. Why would he? And
Yeah, I
then
was
he's
about.
not even
Exactly.
going to get credit for a fight and pulling a smaller guy up from a smaller weight division. He's not going to get no credit for that. Everybody keeps saying, yeah, but it's a name and it'll put Boots' name on the map. No, Boots' name to me is already on. Boots is the one who sold out the Wells Fargo Arena twice in Philadelphia. T.O. ain't selling out nothing. His biggest fights with Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, they was in the
On free TV.
them theaters.
Yeah.
Yep.
They wasn't even in
Yep.
no major stadiums or nothing like that. So he does have one of the highest views on free TV for ESPN. But other than that,
Yep.
like, come on, what we talking about?
But not only
Yeah.
that, I don't want to see Boots over Devin just because one, if T.O. beats Devin, then that'll just fuel T.O. be more racist than what he already is. So I don't believe that Devin.
But
Oh man,
we
it's just
wouldn't have to see Devin again.
Phoenix, you just don't want to see Devin no more, bro. Just say that.
Hey, it's true. Hey, like that would be the worst defeat for him. Because think about this. That would be two times that he went out and said that no, he's doing this because he got to go ahead and right the wrongs of all the racist people out there. He said that with Ryan Garcia. Look what happened. And then if it happened again with Tio, man, hey,
Yeah, he got to retire, and he better not do
exactly,
it.
exactly, and that would be a blessing.
Oh my gosh, man. Tio
Because
something else.
think about that. We wouldn't have to hear Bill lying no more. We wouldn't have to keep on worrying about all these fights or PEDs, all that. Like, man, we could just be done with it. We could just be done with it.
Let's hope so, because like I said, man, it's hard for me to really. It's just hard for me to see Devin fight Tio. I'd rather see Boots put a beating on Tio and possibly retire Tio, because after Tio got fired on his day off, he was already contemplating on retiring.
Man, he done said that like 5 times in the last 2 years.
That dude got fired on his day off. That
He
shit.
got fired. For now, they caught him
You're out
stealing
there like
boxes in the
Friday.
turkey warehouse.
That's why
Man,
I'm wondering whether what man. I just want these dudes about it. I just want Turkey out of boxing, bro. I'm sorry. Everything leads to that idiot right now for me. But what'd you
well,
say?
yeah, because I think that helps. That helps with that because who else has Turkey got? I mean, like right now he's saying that Shiraz and Shakur is the ambassadors for Riyadh season now. Named Shakur an ambassador too. So now, like with Tio gone, and then if we can go ahead and get Devin up out the way, he don't really got too many more you know big names over there. Like for real, like none of them is really signed directly to him. But like as far as the fighters he over there, trying to get paydays, there ain't really too many of them left because it kind of seems like all the promoters are like, yeah, maybe this has run its course. Let's go ahead and start getting people used to the way things are supposed to be instead of relying on these paydays and get back to some sense of normalcy. So everything will be all good. Like they gotta wean people off it instead of just trying to quit cold turkey whenever the turkey's finally done with that. No pun intended, but you know what I mean.
But you see, it's kind of like Fanon said about Bakoli, and I agree 100%. I feel like a lot of these fighters that get that chance, they just don't really care because of the money. And I remember when Bakoli beat Jared Anderson, I say, "Yo, that this guy might be nice." And then after what he did with Joseph Parker, and then the Jogba fight, I'm not really sold on Bakoli. I think that he just is one of Turkey's little minions. And if Turkey calls him to come and collect that money, he goes. And I believe that that's what a lot of these other dudes are doing. Like,
Yeah.
according to Ryan, yeah, he might have broke his hand. I guess maybe after
Which
he,
hand was it? They said.
I think they said the right.
They did
Oh, he don't
out
throw
of
that anyway.
hair what they said.
Yeah, he throws the left. You see what I'm saying? So I get it.
Yeah.
Turkey might be
But yeah,
presented that bag, but it is good that we pack him out of boxing, because right now he's the baby daddy of boxing. He's overpaying these dudes, and once he's gone, I think he got 11, 10 months left. Once he's gone, these fighters that fought for him are gonna feel like they deserve that money, so they're gonna go back to the promoters. Hey, look, I was getting paid 8-9 million. The promoter's gonna tell him, bro, you're not even on pay-per-view. And when you went to pay-per-view with Turkey, you guys didn't even sell shit. We're only gonna give you 800,000,
And
500,000.
and you know what that's gonna be like? It's gonna be like when the government found out that you've been collecting extra unemployment benefits compared to what you were supposed to get, and then they cut you off and you gotta pay that shit back. That's what it's gonna be once Turkey's gone.
and
But
that happened
like
to Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson took that payday from Turkey. He's never been the same. Well, since he only had one fight since. But my whole
He
thing
looked
is
horrible, bro. He looked horrible that
when
last
well
fight.
yeah,
uh
Bacole did damage to him.
PBC was overpaying people supposedly, which was fake news to me. But now Turkey overpaying people, everybody's clapping. So like, what is going on?
I'll tell you what it is. It's crack because they still haven't understood that. Hey, when you get fans, you get money. And the problem is, it's like some weird. I don't know if it's cognitive dissonance or delusions of grandeur, or whatever. But it's like they can't accept the fact that the PBC fighters got more fans than they do. So it don't make no sense to them
Right.
how PBC fighters is able to get money on the back end and all they getting is guarantees and cryptocurrency.
And
That's the part
PBC
that's not
puts
clicking
on
for
better shows. PBC puts on better events, better
them. Yep,
shows. You got these turkey things where we waiting 9 hours watching a fight. He's giving out cars. I don't care about no damn
literally,
Eminem performing. I don't. I
bro.
don't.
And
I
it's the
don't care
whole
about
day
that.
on a Saturday. It's the whole day on a Saturday. Like wake up
Early
Saturday
Saturday.
morning, and it's starting like because I'm on Central Time. It's starting at like 10 a.m. Central Time, and the
That's
shit
too early.
running till almost 10 p.m. I'm like,
That
what
is
the
too
hell?
early. Yeah, that's too early. But yo, I gotta jump off. I just wanted to say that. Thank you for not for letting me jump on.
All right, man. No worries, man. Get back, man.
And I
Later,
think
yo.
Moses Atume, I think that's what Frank Warren has seen with Moses Atume because they talking about him fighting Bacoli and Frank Warren is kind of pulling back on that. Like, you're not about to rush my fighter and put him in these big dangerous fights while he's in the process of still building. Moses is good, but he's still got a lot to learn in the ring. He's young. He got youth on his side. Why would he put him out there and derail his whole career?
Yeah. Just like remember Antoine Douglas against White Tyson, Aventil Kurtitze.
Nah,
Everybody was talking about
I
Antoine
remember
Douglas.
him. Curtis
They
say, you remember the little dude that went to jail for being the fucking like a Russian mob enforcer or some shit?
yes, he was in the Russian
Yeah.
mob.
Just fight, bro.
But remember, they rushed Antoine Douglas. Everybody, he was the number one prospect, and everybody was saying, "Oh, this is just an easy fight, step up fight." Aventil Kurtitze ruined Antoine Douglas. So, whoever Itama's promoter is, I'm glad that they're not letting that number one WBO ranking get to their head because that was premature to put him number one on the WBO. And then I'm glad that they're just moving them along because we've seen prospects take the wrong kind of fights and just totally derails their career. Another one was Sammy. What was his name? He fought with the PBC. He was with Mike Tyson originally when Mike Tyson was a promoter and got out, and then he went to the PBC. Former Army guy, I forgot his name, but they put him in with someone who was just the wrong kind of matchup, and it ruined his career, all of his momentum. He and Spence were both on the come up at the same time. They were both prospects, and there was talk of them matching each other. And then they put oh boy against I think it was Collazo and too early for Collazo. Collazo remembers the kind of guy, love him or hate him, he can give you problems.
Hell
He
yeah,
gave,
Luis Colazo could fight, man. Luis
yeah,
Colazo, in a way, is kind of like a Luis Colazo in a little way is like a Gabriel Rosado
Yeah.
type dude, man.
Yeah, Collazo was the reason that Keith Thurman got the name Runtime for a minute
He hit him
because
with that. He
Collazo
hit him
caught
with
him
that
with that
that
body
shot.
shot.
you see Thurman's voice, his face was like that meme of that older white guy with the gray hair where he's like,
Yeah, he's
pushing it
like,
through, and
So
you
I
see him
didn't.
just get
He's
on
like,
his
I ain't
bike.
liking that.
So
Collazo had him running.
what y'all looking forward? What y'all looking forward to in the fight card this weekend? What y'all looking from Plant versus
Hey,
Resendez and Jamal Charlo? Like, what type of
well, I'm
Charlo
looking,
performance you
and
looking for?
they also got Carmel Moten on that card too on the undercard.
It's
So that's
okay.
another
What
one I'm looking
division is
forward to.
Carmel Moten fighting in? Because he showed up to one of his last fights 16 or 20 pounds overweight. I mean, he didn't even
Well, I
try to make
think
the weight.
no, because he said there was an issue, like he didn't like they had mishandled like something with the drug test, and he was like, "Nah, I ain't trying to make weight if they're gonna be doing some crazy stuff like this." And that's what he said was the situation that ended up happening there. I'm not sure what weight this fight is at, but I think it might still be 135 or it could be 140. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is 135.
Did y'all
Remember
watch the
when?
Sugar Nunez fight yesterday and Rikishi?
No, I didn't see that one.
I didn't
But
Yeah,
see that neither.
they fought yesterday.
remember everyone was criticizing Tio and Devin especially were criticizing Tank for catch weights and rehydration clauses. And Devin fought Jose Ramirez. It was at his request for a catch weight, and now he's going to fight Tio at motherfucking 145, not 147. So these same people that are hypocrites onto what you guys were talking about earlier, the hypocrisy with the PBC in the fake news by corporate media that Al Heyman was overpaying people, which we proved was wrong. It also is the hypocrisy with Devin and Tio because they were saying that Tank was playing weight games with people and they're fighting for no reason at a catch weight. Has anybody else
Yeah,
noticed that hypocrisy?
Well, I've been
Absolutely.
saying it. It's like why you rehydrate to 168, but then you talking about you need to ease your way into 147. Man,
Yeah, that
if
the,
that
the hypocrisy, and like Fanon be saying, them over there with Turkey and all of them screaming out these pay-per-view and these paydays. I don't believe none of them numbers. Ain't no way Ryan Garcia got 20 million for that fight. And if he
nope.
did, something wrong with Turkey.
No, because Turkey, those views, those numbers are fake. They don't even release the real numbers. And then when they do try to say it, they say, oh, these pay-per-views were worldwide. So they're counting DAZN Papua New Guinea, DAZN Namibia, DAZN Tierra del Fuego, to DAZN Chile, DAZN Zimbabwe. No, that's no fucking tell me what the numbers are in America. I don't care about DAZN Fiji. I don't care about motherfucking DAZN Indonesia. I don't care about motherfucking DAZN Libya.
Man, you know what it is though. You know what it is though. You see, you're when they got I think it's sports. It's not sports, but there is Forbes and there's one other that'll go ahead and talk about the highest paid athletes in any given sport, and you'll see it. If these people is really doing the numbers and making the money that they say, they're gonna show up there because they're gonna have the finances verified. They're not doing that. What they doing is they paying 20 million in cryptocurrency, and they don't even know what cryptocurrency is. It's probably like Diddy coin or something like that, or ring boy coin or something that Turkey out there doing. It ain't gonna be nothing real, and then they can't put a value on the house that Padley got, because that's what they're gonna be doing now. They're gonna start paying fighters with houses, cars, and maybe even food stamps at this point, because they don't got the real money to go ahead and keep on doing it. They losing. And
Yeah,
like I
and
said,
yep.
yeah, so it's like at this point, like they're gonna have to start, especially with the transition to TKO. That's even still gonna be a thing. They if that's gonna be a publicly traded company, they're not gonna be having all these fugazi numbers they're throwing out there. They're gonna have to go ahead and show the real stuff. And with these fighters talking about like at the Fatal Fury event, how they're getting charged now for like the rooms and all the other stuff that wasn't covered. Hey, like, come on, if you can't afford room and board and everything for your fighters out there, man, I don't know how you're affording to pay them these paydays. Like, if you can't handle a little, how is you handling a lot?
I
It
mean,
don't make
you know what's
sense.
funny about that? I gotta maybe Kamal can answer this. We guys, so it's funny thing to me is I can understand if like they had to get whatever their hotels taken out of their purse or whatever, but I don't understand them actually having to pay for the hotels themselves, like actually having to pay for the hotel. It would seem that it would be up to the promoter to actually pay for the hotel. And if there's any type of fees that are associated with that, then of course, that's what the promoter gets the money for, is to bring the fighter in and do all that. But of course, that's what part of the promoter's fee is to cover that.
Right.
That's
No rooms, no per diem, no nothing.
Turkey reports directly to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He's one of the smartest men in the world. He's transitioning Saudi Arabia away from oil to green energy. Riyadh season owns WWE because the FBI forced Vince McMahon to sell WWE when his sexual allegations came to light. They investigated
Oh,
him,
he's
and as
trying to
part of
buy it
the
back now.
he can't because the FBI's blacklisted him. Stephanie McMahon, his daughter, married to Triple H, Paul Levesque. Like totally removed him from the company. He's not, as part of the settlement with the FBI. He can't in any way be involved with wrestling. Oh, it was either that or jail. And so Mohammed bin Salman and Riyadh Season own the WWE, which is profitable. They also own TKO. So Dana White reports to Mohammed bin Salman as well. So because the UFC was bought out by Riyadh Season, Mohammed bin Salman, like him or hate him, he's a smart guy. He's not going to let Turkey keep burning through money, endless amounts of money, especially as Saudi Arabia is engaging in a transition to the green economy, which is totally different from their oil economy right now. So Turkey is on a limited leash unless he shows substantial improvement in terms of profitability. Because Mohammed bin Salman is not going to let that thing drain the coffers for an unlimited amount of time.
Which is
Yeah.
why it would be good for Tio and Devin to happen and have them just knocked out the way, and then for the rest of his fights to flop. because
I
I
do
don't
not
know.
want to see Devin Haney rewarded with trying to extort me for a boring ass fight between him and Teofimo Lopez.
It'll be free.
They're going to charge us for that. I don't believe that's. Is the fights this weekend for free? Are the fights this
Yes.
weekend?
Yep. Oh,
We
and in
got
2 weeks
J-Lo. We
they got
got
Richardson
J-Lo.
Hitchens and Cambosos here in 2 weeks.
What?
That'd be another good one. Richardson
That's
Hitchens and
yeah,
Cambosos.
2 weeks,
That's here
and
in 2
then
weeks.
Keyshawn and Santos coming right after that.
Oh,
Not
wait.
too
I thought
far
that.
behind that.
Oh, they on the 7th. That's the week before.
Yeah, they fight before. They fight before them. Right.
Yeah. So Keyshawn and De Los Santos. Yeah, that's going to be next weekend on the
Oh,
7th.
hold on one second, man. I'm sorry. Hey, I got to do something. Jameson Childress with the absolutely huge. First of all, Anton, thank you so much, Anton Ziegler. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. They said all love from Philly OG with the big $10 holler. But then we got my guy, Jameson Childress, came through so huge, said some rest and relaxation with the huge $100 holler. Let me put myself up on solo so y'all can see that. Big $100 holler for my guy, Jameson Childress. Thank you so much, bro. Where we at? There you go. All right, man. Sorry, I had to jump in there real quick. And Nuke said turkey money going to ring card sex workers.
My
No lie.
prediction about this weekend: if Jamal Charlo looks average against Cornflake Lamana, who I think Laura got out of there in one round, he
He'll get
got
the
him out there.
Canelo fight.
He's going to get the Canelo fight. You read my mind, Fanon. If he looks like garbage, he's going to be next up for Canelo because
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's going to
He
be
do got,
that
but
Turkey's
his
going to make
fight is
that.
harder. He has a tougher opponent than Caleb Plant does, though. Caleb Plant should wash Resendez.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
Resendez fought much. I seen Cornflake. Laura destroyed him in one less than
Yeah, he
like I
did.
think it was 30 seconds. And so if
Mhm.
Jamal goes the distance like he did with Jose Benavidez Jr., if he goes the distance with him, then Canelo's definitely going to fight him next after
Is this a
Crawford.
12-round fight? Because he fought Benavidez, it was 10 rounds. So I wonder if this is another 10-rounder or is it a 12-round fight this time?
Let me see. I'm on it. 10-rounder.
Oh, the other
It's
thing
another
though.
10-rounder. Okay.
Y'all forget about Shiraz and Berlanga because we might not know anything until after that fight because Turkey trying to get Shiraz against Canelo.
All right. So on this guy, you got Caleb Plant, Thomas Lamana versus Jamal, Resendez versus Plant. We got this. What is the what is this guy Hernandez? Isn't he the Cuban dude?
Ennis Tellez?
No, Hernandez. Yolan Hernandez. Yeah, he's 7-0 middleweight from Cuba. Yon Lee Hernandez, 7-0 from Cuba.
Who
Oh,
is he
he's
fighting?
nice.
He's fighting he's fighting Kyron Davis. Okay, that's gonna be a step up fight
Oh,
for
yeah,
him.
Kyron
I
Davis
mean,
at
he only got
160. Yeah, at
shit.
160.
Man, they do these Cuban fighters. They make these dudes fight fast. How old is he? Oh, he's 27. So they just cut into the chase with him, man. They ain't playing around.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
can
go ahead,
fight
my
quick
bad.
because they're not taking no punishment.
Kyron Davis is another one that if you don't match him correctly, if you're a prospect, he'll ruin your career. Look what he did to Elijah Garcia. He derailed Elijah Garcia because they put him in with Kyron Davis. That was just a massacre. And Elijah Garcia was a guy that a lot of punditry was excited about. So again, like with Anton Douglas, and we're seeing with Big Baby Anderson, you got to know who you're matching your prospects with if you're going to build them right, because these guys you match them wrong and they'll totally mess up the cart. They'll mess up the apple horse.
Yeah, and that they kind of ruined Bacole with that too because Bacole beating Anderson. I don't think they expected that to happen, but hey, and then with what happened with Joseph Parker. See, that's the crazy thing that they even put Bacole in there for Joseph Parker because his fight with Ajagba was already signed. So that's the thing for me where it's like, yeah, they're not setting these fighters up right, for these fights. They're not, and I don't even know if it's like PBC because PBC they got fighters on deck just in case, so they don't have to go find somebody who ain't even in training camp or pull somebody away from changing out light fixtures to go ahead and fly halfway around the world and go to a fight or they ain't doing that. PBC got people ready, like already ready, and I believe that other promoters do too. But They didn't even think about that because it's like, oh, we giving them this money. They definitely gonna show out. But nah, that ain't happening.
Bad matchmaking. They just throwing anybody in the ring versus anybody. And like Tank was saying, he would respect Turkey more if Turkey had somebody around him that actually knew about boxing and that could help him transition into the sport instead of just coming in thinking you could throw money around and giving us these lopsided fights and stuff like that and derailing
But
people's careers
you know what's funny about that though? Look how many promoters he got around them who's putting their fighters in there. They got the
because
chance
they
to say
getting
something.
paid.
No, they getting savings because I don't think they got to put
Yeah,
their money in. Like, hey, Turkey paying for us. Like, we can go ahead and put our money in savings to save that for later.
It's co-opting. He's co-opting them. It's a takeover that is leveraged by them. They're okay with it because, like you said, they don't have to pay any money. With regards to that, people like Bob Arum warned Jared Big Baby Anderson, don't fight Bacoli, but then Turkey just gave him the farm, and I think Anderson had some money issues or something. I don't know what Arum said. I saw an interview with Arum where he talked about how he advised him not to take the Bacoli fight, and he said they just gave him life-changing money, and he had money needs or whatever. And so he took the fight and derailed him at that point. So I mean, these guys are saving money with Turkey. They're being willingly co-opted. But again, it's not everybody. We'll see how long it lasts. Because again, Mohammed bin Salman, Putin kisses his ring, Trump kisses his ring, Macron in France, everybody kisses the ring of Mohammed bin the Crown Prince. Smart man. And he's not just going to continuously bleed money, especially when he's got
Oh, I
golf
would
that's
like
making money
to.
for him.
I would also like to say to while we're talking about that, I do have most of the details around the partnership between Saudi Arabia and the United States. And from what I have seen, let me make sure that I get and I say this correct. Saudi Arabia pledged to invest 600 billion in the United States. Not 1 billion a year, 600 billion. They pledged to invest it in the United States. The investment is intended to strengthen ties and benefit various sectors, including defense, energy, technology, and infrastructure. It says including, right? Doesn't mean it's limited to, but it says including those. 142 billion of that is going to be in us selling military equipment to them. The other is they plan to invest 20 billion in US based AI data centers in infrastructure and energy infrastructure, which is going to do what? It's going to pump in energy in it. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to act like I understand all of that. I understand it generally, though. Other sectors include energy security, technology leadership, and access to critical minerals and global infrastructure. That is going to be from the United States to Saudi Arabia. They're going to be buying those things. So basically, they pledged to buy $600 billion worth of materials from the United States. I don't see anything in here where it says that they decided that they were going to that this money is going to go to Turkey al-Sheikh to have ring card boys. Let me put it that way.
Fake Tupac ring card boys.
Yeah, Tupac. Yeah, I don't think I don't see anywhere in the budget for ring card boys. They're buying a lot of weapons. Is what they're doing.
So
They're going to
pay the
buy,
ring card.
And they're also
Looking,
nuclear power, civilian nuclear
yeah.
power is a part of that green energy transition.
Yeah, we're basically going to make sure that I've been saying what the relationship always is. We're going to make sure nobody kills them. That's what it is. All of that shit, everything in that, I could rewrite that for you, and it all comes down to this. They agreed to spend $600 billion for us in exchange for us making sure can't nobody kill them. By making sure that they have good guns, they have nice energy grids, they have information so they know what's going on with their neighbors. They got all kind of it. They can have access to CIA intelligence, FBI intelligence, all the stuff that goes on between those countries when they're trying to make sure that, their neighbors don't kill them. So I don't think ring card boys are on the menu. I mean, they may be on Turkey's menu, but anyway, I did want to say
Turkey can pay him with Timbs and bandanas.
That's big. If no joke, man, that's huge. If Mohammed bin Salam's going to spend $600 billion with us, man, ain't nobody turning down $600 billion.
And
You
also
know?
the Emirates, United Arab Emirates, are also going to invest big. That was on Trump's trip. I mean, and to further that point, Fanon, Mohammed bin Salman told Trump to, when Syria got their new government, when he was over there, he said, Trump, release all the sanctions against Syria. And what did Trump do? Immediately, he met with the new Syrian leader, who a lot of people are worried about, and he immediately dropped all the sanctions. So I'm telling you, this Mohammed bin Salman, he's hosting peace talks between Ukraine and Russia. He's hosting a lot of stuff. This is somebody that is very astute, very smart. There's also talk of us using the chips, computer chips, because there's thoughts that China could invade Taiwan. We need a second chips manufacturing place. There's also rumors that that's part of the UAE and Saudi Arabia deal. I'll just end with that because I know this is kind of off topic, but I'm just saying the Crown Prince is very, very wise, and he's not going to let this go on, bleeding money for no end in sight.
And for nine, Trump released your Chicago brother and pardoned him, Larry Hoover.
When was this?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Hey, all right, it's over. All right, man. The chat's over.
Yep.
They released Larry Hoover
Pardon
yesterday.
Larry Hoover. Yep.
Yep.
Hold on, man. Let me see something. No, dog. He better. What's up, man? Let me make sure. I
What
got to check something. I got to
Oh,
check
that's
something.
real.
you?
It was real.
No, I
I
got
don't
to
know
check
how old
something
you
else.
are,
Hold on.
Fanon, but were you around for that Larry
Nah,
Hoover
bro.
era?
They got to get rid of. They got to let go of my dude, though, bro. They got to let Jeff Ford out.
Mm.
They got to let Jeff Ford out, bro. But Larry Hoover, that's a good start. They got to let Jeff Ford out, bro.
Jeff
That's
Ford
my
was a
guy.
part of the disciples as well. I don't know who that
Nah,
is.
Jeff Ford, man, shit. Jeff Ford was the founder of the Peace Stone Nation. Big time shot, man.
I
He
think they
still
said
got
NBA
state time.
YoungBoy too.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Fahim said he still got state time. Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, I'll take that though. He pardoned the federal crimes. I'll take it though. I want him to. I want Jeff Ford out.
Hey,
I
Fanon, I'll
want
end
Jeff
with
Ford out
this.
on the street, bro.
Who is T.O.
Huh?
not offended? Who is T.O. not offended? He riled up the Ukrainians with the fake racial thing against Keyshawn Davis, riled up the Spaniards, being from Spain, even saying he's from Spain, even though he's not, using the Spanish flag, offended Puerto Ricans, offended Mexicans. We know his long history with black people. You run out of allies. Who's going to stand up for you? You're not a draw.
White people.
No, he offended
Always.
Ukraine. He offended Ukraine.
White
At least
Americans.
where I live, the Ukrainian flag is almost everywhere as well. So he's run out of allies, and you're putting up performances like the Steve Claggett fight. You're not a big draw. You've been paired with college football. That didn't work for you. You're copying Gervonta Davis with these flips. You're lying about saying you're not wanting catch weights and stuff. Constant trolling. You are known as a headache to Triller. You caused them to default on the Cambosis fight in your biggest payday. You cause so much drama. You're a rebel without a cause, and you're a rebel without allies because you've offended every ethnic group, women, everything. So who's going to stand up for you? And you're
Like
a diva
Phoenix
on top
said,
of that.
white people, white Americans will. You
Not
see,
after the Ukraine stuff.
they
Not
gave
after the Ukraine.
Shiloh Hendricks 700,000. They happily welcome T.O. spewing hate against black people.
See, I don't
Yeah,
see it because
they'll
he
probably.
offended Ukraine. Ukraine is, we know every time Zelensky picks his nose, so that he's offending everybody. I'm not sure I agree with that one.
But white Americans don't like the fact that we was giving Ukraine money, so they'll support him. And we wasn't
Yep.
even
They'll
giving them
probably have
money.
a rally for him down in Mississippi.
We was giving them weapons. We didn't give them any money. We was giving them weapons to help fight the war. So they'll help him.
Oh yeah. Or his next career could be as one of them ring car boys for Turkey.
T.O. would make a good announcer. Let's just say that. He'd be funny. He'd get some likes and some views. He'd bring a
Nah,
lot
they,
of people to the media. He could
nah, they'll
do
have to
good at
put
that.
they'd have to put the broadcast on that 30-second delay in case you say something dumb.
Put him with Polly Malignaggi and him. They'll put him on a minute delay. He'll say something about Puerto Ricans, about Mexicans, about anybody. Those two together.
They're gonna have to
God.
Man,
pre-record it and then edit it out if he
they-
sees something crazy.
they're gonna have
He
to do it
can't be
like
on
them
live TV.
WWE reverses or the rehearsals on WWE like a week before the match, and then
Seriously.
they're just gonna play the audio over the match. Like
Or
nah, they
him and his dad start a podcast on YouTube. They'll get They'd get a ton of views.
We got
Oh yeah,
J-Lo.
They'd get a ton of views. His dad drinking Bud Light, they'd be good.
they're gonna have that podcast called what was it going to be called? It's going to be dead broken racist.
The drunken monkey, since he like calling people monkeys.
Man, or no, they call it banana in the tailpipe. So that's
That's a good
basically what
one.
they did to themselves.
That's a good one. Seriously,
For
but it ain't.
sure.
I don't. I wanted Boots. Just wanted Boots to beat the crap out of To because I know that Devin can't and probably won't and will run around. But the fight at all does not make sense, and Boots would get no credit for beating up no Teofimo. It'd just make the black community happy that he beat the brakes off of To. That's about it. But it won't do nothing for his career.
It wouldn't do anything. You remember when Mikey was calling out Errol for ages, and Errol was like, "Nah, he's trolling. I got other stuff to do. I got bigger fish to fry." None of the big guys at 147 wanted to fight him, and then Mikey was like, "I see something against Errol. I see something," and then he fought Errol, moved up one division because he won a belt at 140, beat Broder at 140, and people were trashing Errol for a fight that
They
he didn't
st-
pursue. So
they
why is
still
Boots gonna
trash
do this?
Arrow.
And they still trash
Oh
Errol.
man, the crazy thing about that Errol Spence fight with Mikey is that before the fight, everyone was saying, "Oh, Spence can't box. He's trash. This and that." That Spence before the fight was telling people, "Watch, I'm gonna go ahead and outbox him. I'm not gonna worry about knocking him out. I'm gonna go ahead and show that I'm a better technician. And he's not gonna outbox me." And he went ahead and jabbed and body shot it, Mikey
And what
Garcia
happened after that?
into
He
oblivion.
criticized him for not knocking him out.
Exactly. Even though for months before that, even as soon as the fight was signed, he was telling her. See, and that's the thing. Like when you got fighters who can go into a fight, tell you what they're gonna do beforehand, and go in and do exactly that. That means something compared to these other fighters who tell you what they're gonna do and then do the exact opposite. There's not many fighters who can go ahead and keep their word and go ahead and do that. They got the perception that they can, but they don't. So that's why you got to give them fighters credit whenever you see that they actually living up to their word and they go out and do it. But then to turn around and criticize it for that, like that's the thing that's crazy to me. Like he already told us what he planned to do and did just that. It's, oh well, yeah, Arrow can't punch, but he should have knocked out the smaller guy. It's like what? He wasn't
They
even
they
trying to
make a
knock him out.
living. They make a living off of shitting on these fighters and talking about these fighters. Like Jamal Charlo, man. I hope he put on a great performance because I'm a huge Jamal Charlo fan, always have been. Jamal Charlo in his prime, if he was the prime Jamal Charlo at 168, he would be the second best fighter behind Canelo Alvarez at the division, and it would be a lot. It would heat up the division. I hope he's focused. I hope he can come and put on a great performance and get back to the Jamal Charlo that we know because when he was active, he was one of the best fighters in boxing, easily.
Yeah, I really want to see Jamal come back and like close out his career strong. Because
Absolutely.
man, man, like it's been like a few fighters in that situation where I felt like their careers kind of stalled and then like we didn't get as much out of them or seen as much as we could. Like for me it goes back to the Durrell brothers, especially Andre
Mm,
Durrell. Andre Durrell,
mm.
like man, I wish we could have seen more out of him. And then Anthony Durrell, we did see some out of him, but man, I wish we could have seen more. But man, Andre and Anthony, I look at them like they was the Charlos before the Charlos. Like they really could have gone somewhere, especially with the Super Six
Hey man, you know what's
tournament.
funny,
Like
bro? You know what's funny?
what up?
They're my cousins.
The Durrells?
Darrell's distant cousins, bro. They're like
Mm.
I found out because my mother was like, it's like their grandmother. I think their grandmother and like I think we have the same great grandmother, something like that. Like we have the same great grandmother. But yeah, then they're because two fighters that like their family is originally from. They have family that's more from the Midwest. I know they from Detroit or something like that.
Flint,
No, they
Michigan.
from the DMV. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, they're from Detroit. Something. They're not from DMV.
I thought they
They're
was
from
from the
Yeah,
DMV.
yeah, they from Flint, Michigan.
yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, they're from Michigan. Yeah, so they're somewhere from them. So the Midwest. But yeah, basically they got roots in the same. They got roots in the same city as They got a lot of roots. They got some roots in Louisville, Kentucky. They got roots in Louisville, Kentucky. So yeah, anyway,
Mm.
every time I've never met them, I don't know them or anything like that. I just know that I was told that we were kin to a couple professional boxers, and I was like, and they're like, yeah, he fought this guy. I was like, oh, those are the Durrells. So yeah, and it kind of
Yeah,
is funny. They kind of look like my family too.
yeah, and they do got. I think yeah, because Louisville, Kentucky, shoot, they had pictures of when they was kids and Muhammad Ali holding both of them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what
So
I'm
Mm.
yeah,
saying. Yeah, they're family, pretty much. So I know their family.
but yeah, man.
I think I just fucked around and gave something away. But yeah, they're family for
I wish we could have seen more out of them because Andre, man, like shoot, Andre Durrell and Andre Ward, like man, if they would have fought for the finals in the Super Six, that would have been lit. Because man, people I feel was sleeping on Andre Durrell too. And one fight that I wish would have been made was Golovkin and Andre Durrell. Golovkin and Andre Durrell would have been one I wanted to see since they had fought each other in the amateurs and everything. I think they was 1-1, or maybe Durrell beat them both times. I don't know, but like that would have been one to see as pros, like how they match up against each other as professionals. But man, like I don't want the Charlos to like end up kind of going out the same way. I want to see them go ahead and get back at it, get back on top. Close out strong, and then finish the career on their terms instead of just accepting what is and going out sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, real question. Come on. This is for you. The super chat's for you, bro. This is for you for sure. You there?
I
Come on.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I didn't know that. That's news
Just
to
happened.
me.
Oh yeah, he
Just
popped
happened
30.
today.
How many drug cheats
Mm,
does Eddie Cartel Reynoso have in his gym? I think the only one that isn't a drug cheat is Frank Sanchez.
man, they
Everyone
got to
else is a drug cheat.
they
Lil
got to get
Ali
rid of those
Rivera,
clenbuterol
all
cutlets. They got those
I thought
clenbuterol
you liked that,
cheeseburgers.
bro.
Eddie's
Man,
got a good supplier with the cartel. I mean, everybody in his gym is it's the
I,
juice
I
team.
I think they still having Eric Morales hook them up with the food. Like, hey, Eric, man, hey, them cows you had for that one fight with Brandon Rios, man, where you get them at?
Hey, remember Danny. Say, let me tell you, Haney something. Danny fought Morales, who was a doped up Morales, and he got the option to cancel the fight. Golden Boy and I think it was WBC said you can cancel the fight. What did Angel Garcia do? He said, no, we'll beat him anyway. We'll beat him worse than the first time. And what happened? He had his head twisting around like the exorcist.
Man,
Yeah,
that was one of the
Morales'
scariest
head twisting like the
knockouts.
exorcist.
That was one of the scariest knockouts I seen, and the way he fell through the ropes, like, man, like that dude was spun. That dude
So
looked
he
like a
popped 30
fucking
for the
dreidel.
Bruno fight.
Yep.
Yep. According to
and
the
and they
Dang.
super chat.
rematch and they rematch because that dude that was the dude who slept Mungia.
Mm. And he popped 30. Damn.
Yep,
That movie Juice with Tupac and Omar Epps? And
yep.
that's Eddie Reynoso and the Juice Crew right there. That's their movie. Oscar
Yeah.
Valdez is in that group too with his herbal tea, all that bullshit. Come on, man.
It
FBI needs to
it
raid
wasn't
that
the
shit.
mushroom coffee. It
With the
wasn't the
rise
green tea.
coffee.
No. Shoot, they got Alex Ariza and Heredia, working together behind the scenes, coming up with that new decoction they got.
Those Ariza shakes. I remember
Now
when
we
Floyd trolled Manny big time and he brought in Ariza for the Manny Pacquiao
yep,
fight.
and no more Ariza aid for you.
And Freddie Roach got flustered. He hated it when Floyd brought in Ariza.
So
And you
so do
see
y'all do y'all think that it's just like Tom? I think Jaron, like you think he should just go to 54?
I'll say this before I go. I think Jerron got maybe 18 months left at 147. And if he can't get the other two belts within his next three fights, then he probably gonna move up. Because I think that's the only reason he's staying at 147 is to be undisputed. And then if it don't work, he's gonna move up. Because looking at the way he be looking for them weight cuts, I don't know if he can make it another 2 years. So I say within his next three fights, if he don't get undisputed, then I think 154 is the best option for him.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he should just if he's going to honor his mandatory versus Giasov, do that. But Brian Norman Like, come on, right after the fight, Jen Sasaki is in your locker room. Now y'all got a fight in Japan.
That was
His dad
coordinated.
is already on video talking about if Pacquiao beat Barrios, they'll fly to the Philippines to fight Pacquiao. Like, come on, man.
He ain't getting that fight. Brian Norman Jr. is not getting the Pacquiao fight. PBC would not. If Barrios wins or Pacquiao wins, it's a big fight. And I don't get where people say Pacquiao wouldn't fight Boots or PBC wouldn't make the fight. Motherfucker, they gave Stanionis Boots. PBC would make the fight because the money would be there. Whoever wins that Barrios Pacquiao fight, if it's Barrios, he's get a bigger name. If it's Pacquiao, it's like the story writes itself. He broke George Foreman's record. He's back. Da da da. And Pacquiao fight anybody, bro. He fought Ugas on short notice. A Cuban with a decorated amateur style. He fought him on short notice and did say, "I'll wait for Errol with the eye thing." So people, when they say that the PBC is not going to make that fight, they are completely off. So I think Boots. I'm not convinced that the Normans, seeing their interviews with Mill City and other stuff, I'm not convinced they really want the Boots fight. They were agreeing with Bernie the boxer when he was talking about being overpaid to make fights and stuff like that. They were totally in agreement with him. Bernie the boxer from Crawford's camp. So it seems to be like they're going to try to do another Crawford play a spoiler. Boots with his weight and the weight cuts doesn't need that. So in my mind, you get Giasov out of the way because he's already been stepped aside once. I don't think he could say, no, I want my unified title opportunity. Get him out of the way, then target the winner of Barrios and Pacquiao. And if Turkey doesn't want to pay Brian Norman, the Normans, what they want, then you move up to 154. You got big money fights with Keith Thurman, Jermel Charlo, Errol Spence is coming back. I don't know if y'all see the videos that Errol's posting. He's looking in ridiculous shape. That's a big money fight. Tim Zoo's a big money fight. Fondora's a big money fight. 154 has a lot of depth and a lot of big fights. And I'll end on that. I'll listen to you guys. What are your thoughts on that? Out.
All right.
That's the deepest division in boxing to me. And
What is that?
I wanted to say
154?
something. Yeah, I wanted to say something to Kamal, but he can hear it. But if he watched that Bernie the Boxer interview with Mill City, he also heard Bernie the Boxer giving the Normans instructions on Brian Norman being a champion and holding on to that belt. So why would he fight Boots? He could really wait Boots out, let Boots move to 54, and then the division will possibly be his, and then he can go for undisputed. So I believe that's just their plan because that's what they told us. They're saying it.
Yeah, because you're talking about Brian Norman.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Brian Norman's going to wait out Jaron Ennis because he's going to lose. At this point in time, man, or he's going to look bad. He's going to be over there with Top Rank, and he's going to do the Top Rank plan, man, because, look, man, look what happened to Jared Anderson.
Uh-huh.
Jared Anderson went outside the box, took some offer that Bob Arum didn't want him to take, and he's washed up, man. And he's washed up. So, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man, if I was Brian Norman, I would do what Bob Arum and Top Rank told me to do. And because they got me to a world championship. Now they got me a fight over there in Japan. And,
he has more leverage with the belt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. Look, I just don't think that they're gonna. I think that they're gonna try to build Brian Norman, and I don't think it's an unreasonable thing for them to build Brian Norman. He just really bust up on the scene. But but I do agree 100%. If Jaron can't get that fight, can't get those fights in the next 18 months, I think he should go to 154. But I do think he'll be able to get the Mario Barrios fight. So what is that? What's the guy's name? Say Gassi, not Gassi. What's the name of his mandatory? Giasov, yeah. So fight Giasov, move over and do that. But all right, man, I'm gonna roll off a little bit early today, man. So let me let you go, Anton.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you letting me up, man. Have a blessed day.
Man, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, brother. Get back, man.
All
right, man. Pull Out Bandit in the building says another fighter from Canelo's camp pop dirty. Both. Jameson Childress says Top Rank should have had Norman Jr. defending his title in Atlanta, build his profile in his hometown. I mean, I think that would be a smart thing, but, he said he's going to go to Japan, get the payday, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is for me. I'm not tripping on him doing what I'm not tripping on that young man doing what he needs to do for his career because honestly, man, I don't think he's ready for Boots. I think how old is Brian Norman? Like 22, 23 years old, something like that. I would say let him get a couple championship shots in. You know what I mean? The Cardenas said Brian Norman's skills aren't top tier. He's just a power puncher. That's all. I don't know. I've seen him. I mean, he landed some very crisp power punches. Yeah, he did. But look, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for chopping it up with me tomorrow. I mean, today. I will definitely be back tomorrow. Man, appreciate you guys so much. Y'all have a wonderful day. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.